You want to show up more confidently. You want to speak more confidently. You want to speak with conviction. You want people to hear you and respect you when you speak. One thing about me is I've always been told that I speak very well, to the point that when I was in college, they would hire me to be the MCs and host events, hold that microphone, be on stage. Mind you, my English is not perfect because I speak multiple languages. However, people respect me, people tune in to listen to me, and on TikTok, the videos that go the most viral are the ones where I'm speaking. People want to tune in and listen, to the point where I'm starting YouTube and I'm possibly considering other formats because people keep asking for long form pieces of content. I'm not here to brag about myself. I'm here to tell you how you can speak with conviction, speak with ultimate confidence, and how you can work on speaking better, representing yourself better, and turning into that high value woman through your speech, through your cadence, and how you represent yourself through your words. So if this is something that you have been wanting to work on, then stay tuned, because I will go over everything about speaking confidently and showing up confident as a high value, elegant, feminine, extremely intellectual woman in this video. And if you like this kind of content, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe and like button. Check out the resources in my bio and in the description box below if you want more help from me. And let's get started with this video. And if you're new here, my name is Aisha. I'd love to help women level up in their confidence, in their mindset, in their looks, and in their income. So the first thing is fix your posture. Before any words come out of your mouth, people see you before they hear you. In order to get your point across with confidence, you need to walk with confidence and you need to show confidence. So fix your posture, put your shoulders back, make sure your spine is straight. Imagine there's a book on your head and you don't want to drop it. And if you have to track and practice this at home, do it. But you need to fix that posture. One thing that's really helped me fix my posture is actually wearing a faja or a corset. So just go on Google or Amazon, get a faja or corset, something super tight that you wear around your waist. It kills two birds with one stone because it helps with your posture, but it also, you know, tightens the waist and gives you a tiny itty bitty waist. So that's something that's really helped my posture. But try to get in this habit of shoulders back, spine straight, and you're looking straight. You're not curved, right? You're not like, you know, saggy body. I don't even want it. Such a bad look. Before people hear you, they see you. So make sure that you look confident. You're speaking with conviction, even through your body language. Second thing, I want you to work on speaking slower. One of the top comments that I get on all of my videos on TikTok is, can you please talk faster? Get straight to the point. But at the same time, my views are in the millions. And that is because no matter how slow I speak, people will still listen to me because the words that I choose to say are carefully thought out. I'm carefully articulating my words and I have a point. People want me to get to the point faster, but even if I don't get there faster, they're still tuning in. That is because I am eliminating a lot of things in my speech when I'm speaking slower. I'm eliminating filler words, which I'm gonna get into in the next topic. I'm eliminating unnecessary words. I'm thinking carefully about what I want to say next, and I'm being thoughtful and intentional, and I'm introducing cadence. I'm going to talk all about this in the next few minutes, but one thing I want you to practice doing is speaking slower. I have ADHD, so sometimes I talk really fast, and I have a lot of friends whose first language are not English, and when I speak to them in my American English accent, they're always telling me I should please slow down. So not only have I had to slow down because of where I live now, I live in Dubai, so I'm meeting a lot of people who are not naturally native English speakers. So I'm slowing down to speak at the cadence that they can understand me and comprehend me. But also, the more I slow down, the more confidence I actually get. Because I realize no matter how slow I speak, people will still listen to me. They care to listen to me. So I'm not in a rush to get my words out. So try it out, girlies. Try to speak slower. The next thing I want you to practice doing is removing filler words, especially if English is your native language. And even if it's not, a lot of us have the tendency to say words, things like this, filler words. When we don't know what we want to say next, we fill in the space with filler words. I want you to try to practice not using filler words. Instead, sit in silence. It's totally okay if you don't know what you're going to say next. Are very casual, informal filler words. They're not very professional. They are not the most intellectual thing to say. So it is very casual, and that's okay. Everything has its own time, place, and space. But if we are trying to show up as the best, highest value, most confident, elevated version of ourselves, let's try to remove filler words as much as possible. If you have no idea what you're trying to say next, literally just slow down so you can think while you're speaking. Think about what you're going to say next, or just be silent. There's no reason why you should use a filler word. The next point is stop saying I think. Instead of saying I think, say I believe. Don't speak in suspicion, speak with conviction. When you say I think, you're unsure, and you're almost asking the other person to give you permission and say, yeah, I think you're right. Come in with your opinion, with your conviction, with what you already believe, and tell people that. How they react or what their opinion is, that's up to them. But don't wait for people to tell you, oh, I think you're right. Instead of saying something like, I think that we should do this because X, Y, and Z. Say, I believe this is the best thing to do because of X, Y, and Z. I believe versus I think. And even though I believe and I think probably sounds super similar to you, you're probably thinking it means the same thing. It does not. I believe is confidence in your opinion and what you're thinking about. And thinking is, I haven't come to the conclusion yet. When you say I think, you're giving the power to the other person to decide for you, to basically give you permission to tell you if what you're thinking about is true or false, and if you're going down the right path or not. Why are we giving permission to other people to tell us if our thought process is correct or not? Come up with your own thought process, come up with your own belief systems, and speak it. I believe that we should do this because of that. I believe that this is a better outfit because the colors look better. I believe that you should do this because of that. I believe that this is the best choice for me because of this. Stop saying I think so much. I want you to start reading more, build up your vocabulary, fill your space with academia, with knowledge, watch documentaries, listen to podcasts, read, listen to audiobooks, listen to how successful people think and speak and the words that come out of their mouth. Listen to how they speak with conviction. When you surround yourself and you constantly fill your space and you always hear how successful people speak, how high value people speak, you will understand the difference in how you currently speak and the way that you want to speak. There's a gap. In order to fill that gap, you have to literally flood yourself with information, flood yourself and completely strip yourself of brain rot information. Stop scrolling so much on TikTok and try to listen to an audiobook. Try to listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos, informational YouTube videos like this where you are learning something. You are listening to how other people speak. If you have someone that you look up to intellectually, listen to how they speak. Listen to the vocabulary that they use. Listen to how they speak with conviction, with confidence. Slowly, you will pick up these habits. You will pick up these speech patterns because that's constantly what you're listening to. It's the same with someone trying to learn a new language, right? If they only speak Spanish their whole life and they're trying to learn English for the first time, the best way is to listen constantly to English. English music, English movies, English TV, Netflix, make English speaking friends. That is how they start to speak the new language. So even though you're trying to speak the same language, trying to go from not speaking with confidence to speaking with confidence, you need to think of it as speaking and learning a new language. It's a new cadence, it's a new vocabulary, it's a new way of showing up and speaking. Think of it as learning a new language and completely surround yourself and flood yourself with the way that you want to speak and people who speak the way that you want to speak. Something that I want to bring to you ladies' attention is something called cadence, speech cadence. For example, when we're on TikTok, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about, but certain influencers and vloggers and bloggers, and even myself, I'm guilty of this sometimes, but when they're doing like get ready with me's or in the lives, they have a certain cadence and tone of voice fluctuation that they speak in, right? For example, hi guys, welcome to my video. Today I'm gonna go try out this new restaurant and I'm so excited because of this and that. You'll notice that their voice goes up and down and up and down and up and down in a certain way. And that is what's successful for that platform, right? That is what's successful for that type of video. That is called cadence, that's called tone of voice. And it's how fast they speak, it's the tone of how they speak up and down, and it's even how they end their sentences, right? So you can end your sentences going up like this, you can end your sentences going down, and you can end your sentences monotone. Now, when you speak always ending it up, right? Because it's like kind of Valley Girl, it's kind of TikTok kind of way when you're always going up, and you always want to speak going up, and this is how you're speaking. Cadence is how you space out your words, the space that you give in between your sentences, and exactly what I'm doing now. When I leave space in between the words, it gives it more power versus when I just say the sentence continuously. And if you listen to people like politicians, people in high power in government and even business, they tend to speak with cadence. They make things more dramatic this way. And this is how they have more power. Not saying that this is how you need to speak, but study how there's different types of cadences. Study how you can use pauses in your sentences when you speak so that you become more powerful and you become more confident, actually. Just like how I leave sentences, in between my sentences, I leave space and I leave silence. You can also practice that in your day-to-day. Why not? Sometimes I like to do science experiments, and I do that when I'm speaking to people, and I can tell that they're getting nervous because they're just sitting there waiting like, what is she gonna say next? Especially if it's a serious conversation. I let people wonder, what am I gonna say next? Am I gonna ask a question? Am I gonna throw the ball back on them? Am I gonna say another statement? Try to involve more space in your speech, in between your sentences, and sometimes in between your words. It could be one sentence, but leaving space gives power. I want to mention also that speaking with confidence, it's not about being loud. It's not about being the loudest person in the room. It's not even about having the most vocabulary. It's not even about, winning the SATs and knowing every single SAT word and having the strongest vocabulary or speaking in a way that not everyone understands. Sometimes speaking with a vocabulary that the general public can understand, but just having good cadence, not having filler words, speaking with conviction and confidence, and having the right tone of voice shows so much more power and confidence and value, high value, than speaking like a college textbook with words no one understands and not saying it with conviction. I challenge you to work on the topics that I covered in this video and to speak slower, to work on your posture, to work on your vocabulary, to introduce yourself to people that speak the way that you want to speak, with confidence, with conviction, with power, with confidence, and try it yourself. It will somehow change your confidence. It will change the way that people react to you. It will make people listen to you, and it will make people see you and respect you. And you never know, this might open doors, opportunities that you never thought possible. You might make friends with people that you never thought possible, and your life might just simply change. So I highly recommend you try out these things in this video. And if you like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button. Check out the resources in my bio. And I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one.